Making yogurt at home might sound complicated, but it really isn't. If you want it thick and creamy, there's one step that matters more than anything else. And once it's done, I'll turn it into two really simple sauces. Let me show you how. This is raw milk from the farmer's market. That's what I usually work with. I've never tried this with skimmed milk or regular store-bought milk, but if you do, I'm curious how it goes. Since it's raw, we need to pasteurize it first. I just pour it into a pot and bring it up slowly over medium heat. Now this is the key moment. For a thick yogurt, the milk needs to reach 82 to 85 degrees Celsius. No more, no less. Once it's there, give it a stir, cover it with a lid and let it cool down. Before adding the starter, it needs to come down to about 40 to 43 degrees Celsius. Once the milk has cooled down, I take a small part of it and pour it into a separate container. This makes it easier to mix in the starter. For the starter, I'm just using a small cup of 10% fat Greek-style yogurt from the supermarket. Nothing special here, it works really well. I mix the yogurt into the warm milk until it's completely dissolved. If you happen to have a magnetic stirrer, this is actually a great use for it, but a spoon works just fine. Now I pour this back into the rest of the milk and give everything a good stir, just to make sure the starter is evenly distributed. At this point, it's time to ferment. The milk needs to stay at a fairly constant temperature, right around 40 degrees Celsius. The easiest way to do this is in the oven, if yours lets it set it at low. If not, there's a simple alternative. I bring a pot of water to a boil, take it off the heat, cover it with a plate, then place the pot with the inoculated milk on top. After that, I cover everything with a few blankets or tablecloths to keep the heat in. It doesn't need to be perfect, just warm and steady. In both cases, I let it sit for about 8 to 12 hours, until the milk turns into yogurt. At this point the yogurt is done, but if you want it thicker, we still need to remove some of the whey. This step is optional, but it makes a big difference if you're planning to use the yogurt for sauces. I start by taking out a good amount of yogurt, about a third of it. That creates enough space for the whey to slowly collect. This takes time, so there's no rush here. I usually leave the pot somewhere nearby and just check on it every now and then. Whenever I see the whey pooling, I use a ladle to scoop it out. I do this gradually, over a few hours, until I'm happy with the thickness. What you're left with is a thick, creamy yogurt that works really well for sauces. As for the whey, I don't waste it. I mix it back with the yogurt I took out earlier, which gives me a drinkable yogurt that's tangy and really refreshing. It's great on its own, with toast, or even mixed into oats. Once it's done, you can store the yogurt in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. This thick yogurt works really well for sauces, so let's start with a simple shawarma sauce. I begin by crushing 3 cloves of garlic in a bowl, then I add a pinch of salt and a little olive oil, and mix everything together. Next goes some freshly ground black pepper, a bit of chopped fresh dill, and the juice from half a lemon. To finish it off, I add 5 tablespoons of mayo and 5 tablespoons of yogurt, then mix everything until smooth. And that's it, the sauce is done. If you're interested in making shawarma at home as well, I have a separate video where I show the whole process. I'll leave a link in the description. Now let's make a quick tzatziki. I start by removing the seeds from a cucumber, then I grate it. I add a little salt, mix it in, and set it aside for about 5 to 10 minutes. This helps draw out the excess moisture. Once that's done, I place the cucumber in a cheesecloth and squeeze out the liquid. For the base, I crush 3 cloves of garlic in a bowl, add a pinch of salt and a little olive oil, and mix everything together. Then I add some chopped fresh dill, a few mint leaves, the juice from half a lemon, and a bit of freshly ground black pepper. Finally, I add a squeezed cucumber and 5 to 6 tablespoons of yogurt and mix everything until well combined. And that's it, homemade yogurt. If you try making it, let me know in the comments how it turned out and whether you liked it. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing so you don't miss future recipes. Or check out one of my other videos, you might find something you like. Until next time, bye.